process that time and get through that time?
Yeah, I mean, it's as difficult as anybody walking away from $2.8 million. I mean,
Oh, wow.
I don't know how to put it in spectrum for people. You know, simple terms, it sucks. You know.
Keith Onetime Thurman has been demoted. He fights Brock Jarvis on March 12th in a 10-rounder. Yeah, we need to talk. What's up, boxing world? This is Raw Boxing Magic. We back, and it's a movie. So, Keith Onetime Thurman is fighting Brock Jarvis on March 12th in Australia in a 10-round fight. Now, since Keith Thurman has been a professional and through the years, he's always done a 12-round fight. But his opponent, Brock Jarvis, has never went past 10 rounds. So I guess they're creating some type of medium for them to fight at.
What the fuck was that?
You know, it's just sad to see because Keith Thurman was like, he was on the top of the world in the welterweight division back when he was the champion, and then two-time champion, beating Danny Garcia for the WBC title. But since then, of course, he's had all of these injuries and inactivities and things of this nature. But somebody like Keith Thurman who had a promising future. You know, Keith Onetime Thurman is very vocal. He could be boisterous at times, and he's also very articulate in his words. So he's very marketable in that sense. He can speak. See, you have guys like Gervonta Tank Davis that are considered the face of boxing, but he's really not a speaker. He's really not getting you too hype outside of the ring before he gets inside of the ring. He pleases all of his fans by what he does inside of the ring for the most part. But Keith Onetime Thurman is one of those guys who can speak, and his knowledge of boxing is very exciting when you hear it. So, him going into a fight with Brock Jarvis in Australia, what it shows to me is that, one, he's been demoted. Two, can you really disagree with what's going on right now? Because at the end of the day, he has not been in the ring for 3 years. This is the biggest reason why Keith Thurman has been demoted in my eyes. And that is because he's fighting a guy who is really just a touch-up. You know what I mean? We talking about Keith Onetime Thurman, who has done this in his career. And then we're talking about Brock Jarvis, who has done this. This is a fight, a get-back fight, a comeback fight for Keith Thurman to regain his status and possibly get a fight. And if I was the one that would structure his fights, I would say maybe he needs to come back after Brock Jarvis. He can get the Errol Spence fight that we always wanted to see. We can see that. And if Terrence Crawford eventually wants to give him a fight, maybe we can see that. But if I'm being realistic, I only see Keith Thurman with about 3-4 at the most more fights in his career, which I would be pleased with at this point in time. But by now y'all know my temperature. I don't do no faking or no fraud, and that ain't my texture. I love y'all. I'm out.
Unfortunately for me, there's not as much money. Same fight, not same money. All right? It is what it is. We know why. The excitement of the buildup is not the same. But doesn't mean that there's not a fight that you can't sell. Not only to the fight fans worldwide, but in the presence of Australia and the Australian people.